Individuals go to Las Vegas and they work really hard. They hustle to win like a boatload of money, a ton of money, a boatload of money. Okay, so how much money do they win? There's three ways to say boatload of money, right? There's boatload of money, which is more fun than not. Okay, and Socrates says it's more fun to have fun than not to have fun. You should remember that. Okay? Socrates didn't really say that, right? Don't think you're gonna be like, he doesn't check his sources. What kind of school did I get into? But it is more fun. It is more fun to have fun than not to have fun. Boatload of money is way more fun. Okay, and then there's some of you say it like boatload, and then there's those of you in here who are like, I'm not participating. It's not happening, man. All right, but let's do that one more time. Let's bring some energy to it. So they win a boatload of money. How much money do they win? A boatload! Like this young man in the black's like, tricks on you all. I'm sorry, man. So they win a boatload. It's their last night in Las Vegas, okay? They've worked really hard, they're tired from all of the work they've done to win all this money, and they get back to their hotel room. Now, Caitlin happens to be one of these friends who falls asleep on the drop of a dime. Does anyone have a friend like that? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's that friend who comes up to you on like a Friday afternoon and it's like, we should have a movie night tonight, and you're thinking to yourself, not a chance. because it's like you're gonna walk out of the room really briefly, like to use the restroom. You're gonna come back and you're gonna be on your couch and they're gonna be like, and then it kind of creates that like awkward turtle moment. Like, do we watch the rest of the movie? Like, can I go do something else? Like, sleep on my couch tonight? Is it gonna be weird between us tomorrow morning? Like, what happens next? For side note, this presentation does get deep and it does get like, whoa, where did that come from? But it's a journey, okay? So trust me on that. So Caitlin, you are that friend. Is anyone that friend in the room? Just a show of hands if you are that friend. Raise your hand way up high. Raise your hand way up high. Everyone else look around the room, look around the room. Everyone, now you know who they are. Okay? So Caitlin, you're out like a light. Now, you do whatever you do to get ready for bed. Okay? What do you do to get ready for bed? You brush your teeth?
Yes.
Okay. Do you wash your face? Do you throw on pajamas?
Yes.
Yes, good. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I'm taking care of the situation. Okay. So this young man puts on his pajamas. He's about to go to bed, but just as he's about to fall asleep, he hears at the door this like bang, bang, bang. He's like, whoa, what was that? Right? Whoa, at the door. He starts to walk towards the door, and he hears it again. Pound, pound. And he looks back at Caitlin. Caitlin, who's in bed. Caitlin's like. The first rule of leadership is consistency, Caitlin. You got that down. That's awesome. He's about to get to the door, and just as he gets to the door busts open, and this guy comes in, and he's got like a gun. He's like, man, and everyone's like, whoa. It's like it just got legit, right? A lot of you are like, what is all this crazy energy? And I was like, oh, for real? Whoa, what's about to happen? And one end he's got a gun, and his other end he's got a piece of chalk, so he's just got real and weird all at the same time. And he takes this piece of chalk, and he draws a big circle on the floor, and he says, stand in that circle, or something bad's gonna happen to Dylan. So Dylan's like, ah! And Caitlin's like, and the guy like trashes the room, okay? So he takes everything and anything that's of any value whatsoever. He's about to leave, he's about to escape with all their stuff. Dylan is heroically like, in the room, and in that moment you wake up, okay? Because the story has to work and we have to move forward. So you wake up. So can you just show us you waking up? Just improvise like you wake you. I was up at 6 o'clock this morning, and it did not look like this. It looked like this. But hey, whatever works for you, right? I mean, you wake up like it? Caitlin, that's awesome. You choose your attitude every morning and you choose a great one. That's fantastic. We could all learn from you. Really good. Caitlin wakes up. She sees her best friend in this circle. The room is trashed. Guy wants to leave with all their stuff. And this action-packed moment of heroism, you like leap into action. Battle. Some of you didn't think I could kick that high. The guy realizes he can't possibly take all of this stuff and like hold off Caitlin at the same time. So he gives Caitlin a big push back. Let me see you fall back. Just fall back. Okay, so kind of like how you wake up. Like, you got me. So she falls back, guy leaves with all their stuff, his part of the story is over. Let's get back to the story of the two best friends. Now, Caitlin's upset, right? Like, you are visibly upset. Good. That's good. That's a good face. Okay. And she turns to her friend Dylan, who's like in the circle. Like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. And I'm gonna improvise, okay? But you basically say something like this. Dude, we have been friends for a long time since the beginning of the story. And like, where's your commitment, your foundation, your integrity, like your courage, like your commitment to our friendship? Like you're nothing, you're nobody. Where is that follow through on that stuff that our friendship was built on? When we get back to St. Louis, I never want to talk to you again. Ever. She starts to walk away. And Dylan's in the circle, right? Music starts to play in the background. Wind is blowing through his hair. Candles are flickering in the wind. I don't know where the candles came from. Of course, sneaky guy. Wait. What, Dylan? We've been friends for a long time, since the beginning of the story, and I can't believe you question like my commitment to your friendship, like all of this stuff. Like I have all that stuff for you and us. Courage, commitment, integrity, bravery. I have it, and I can prove it to you. See that guy that came in here who said, stand in that circle or something bad's going to happen to you? See, what you fail to realize, Caitlin, is every time that guy had his back to me, every time he was not looking, every time he turned away from me, when he wasn't watching, in an act of sheer defiance, Caitlin, I stepped outside of that circle. And I'd step right back in. That's the whole joke. If you're not laughing now, I'm really sorry for the next 4 minutes. It's going to get bad. Let's give these two a round of applause. I don't know if that's like the cutoff mic or what is that, but that's cool. Let's talk about this story. And some of you are like, what just happened? It's like, okay. Really quickly, we're going to talk about it and why it's relevant. There's Dylan. Every time the guy's not watching, he like jumps out of the circle, comes right back in. There are 3 kinds of people in the room right now. How many kinds of people in the room? 3! The first kind of person is the person that in that situation, they would crash out of that circle, right? And they'd go to bat with their friend. The second kind of person is the kind of person that would completely take those safe risks. And the third kind of person is the kind of person who would be so paralyzed and so frozen that they would never get out of that situation. You'd be in that circle forever. There are 3 kinds of people in the room right now. There are those of you that will participate. You're here because you're just like, you know what, I'm going to get something out of this experience, right? I'm not just going to come in here and for an hour give my hour to Ryan and hope it's worth my time. I'm going to take some responsibility for it. I'm going to participate. I'm going to engage. I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to get something out of this experience. So you participate. So you invest. You plug in. And you play along, right? Then there's a second group of you that you're going to go with the flow. If the 5 people around you participate, you're going to be like, yeah, participation. If the 5 people around you don't participate, you're going to be like, yeah, no participation. You're just going to go with the flow. Some of you that are in that group of friends right now, mind you, later in this presentation, there's going to be a moment where you want to participate. I'm going to say something like, raise your hand at X, Y, and Z. You're going to be like, yeah! And the 4 people are going to look at you like, put your hand down. We came in here saying we will not participate today. You're like, oh yeah, sorry. I didn't want to do that. You tricked me. That same person later in the presentation, all 4 of them are participating. I ask a question, they all put their hands up. That person's late to the party. Like, oh, me too. You go with the flow. You do what the group does. You go with it. And then there's a small percentage of you in here that no matter what I say, no matter what I do, if there's something that strikes a chord, if there's something that makes sense, if there's something that resonates or fits with you, you're going to do everything you can to block it out. You're going to frown at me the entire experience. You're going to keep your arms crossed like this. If I say a joke that you find funny, you're going to be so convicted in your non-participation, you will go like this. You will not beat me. And you're just going to not plug in at all, no matter what. It could be anything that came up here, and it's not going to happen for you. There are 3 kinds of people in the room. How many of you sing? How many of you sing? How many of you would sing if I pulled you up on stage right now? So how many of you do not sing? You do not sing. Okay? There are three groups of people. There are three groups of people in here. There are those of you that would sing no matter what's on the line. There are those of you that sing when it's in the shower or in the car. And there are those of you that will not sing. How many of you have ever been in a group project before? Okay, imagine a group of 6 people, okay? And we're going to get through this stuff in a second, but I just want you to really understand this. Imagine a group of 6 people. In a group of 6, you've always got about 3 who are just like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And you've got like 2 people who are like, I didn't even know I was in class. And then you've got 1 person who at the end of the group project goes up to the teacher or the professor is like, I did all of the work and I just don't understand why everyone is getting the same grade as me. Are you guys feel? Right? How many of you are that last person? It's okay. It's okay. I know. I'm bringing back memories right now. You're doing your best to like move yourself forward. There are 3 kinds of people in the room. Why do I share all of this stuff with you? Why do I share all this stuff with you? Because it's really important for you to understand that over the course of the next couple of years that you have at this university, you're not just working on an education, you're working on becoming a better person. You're working on becoming the person you're capable of becoming. And this isn't just some like flighty, high in the sky kind of thing. I really talk about the movers and the shakers of this world and the people that want to make the world a better place. Whether the world means like the world globally, maybe the world means like your community, maybe the world just means your family and the people that are in your family that you want to make the world a better place for them. Maybe your world is just you. I have to believe that everyone in here wants to be somewhere different 10 years from now than they are right now. I believe that. In my heart of hearts and my soul of souls, every person in here wants to be somewhere different than they are right now. Right? No one wants to be in the exact same place 10 years from now that they are right now. I'm not saying who you are is good, bad, right, or wrong. What I am saying is that 10 years from now, if there's individuals in here that are battling with low self-esteem, I have to imagine 10 years from now you want that to be not a part of the conversation. If you're battling with some level of insecurity, I have to imagine that you want that to be out of the conversation. If you're battling with a lack of vision, a lack of accountability, whatever it might be, you want that to not be it. If you're battling with pride or ego, like whatever it might be, an inability to connect with people, maybe you just want more time, maybe you just want more money, like I don't know what it is, but I have to imagine that everyone in here wants to be in a better place 10 years from now than they are right now. Would you agree with me on that? Yeah. There are some individuals in here like, no, I got it all together, right? It's like, great. I imagine even those individuals, I have to imagine that 10 years from now, want to think back on the moment that they took action with all the potential they had, as opposed to just wasting it and saying, no, I'm good enough and I got it all together. Because there are individuals in here today that no matter what I say, no matter what I do, they're going to sit back on their full pocket of all of the potential that they have, and in moments that they have to show up, they will show up, but it doesn't matter otherwise. And those are the same individuals that need to plug in and really figure out what they're capable of moving and shaking and doing in this world. And I really do mean that. There are 3 kinds of people in this room. There are those of you that will do whatever it takes to improve on that. There are those of you that are just going to hope it comes your way, and then there are those of you who are not going to take any intention to make that happen. I'm not calling anyone out. I'm just saying that's the truth. A long time ago, about 3 years ago, there was a study done by the Department of Labor and Statistics. And the Department of Labor and Statistics studied 10,000 students across the country, studying how they demonstrated soft skills, how they demonstrated these things that are the other half of who you are, the things that make you a person, things that we like to call, in the world of higher education, leadership skills. How many of you have ever heard of leadership skills? Raise your hand if you've heard of it. Okay, shout out some leadership skills. Integrity, courage, honesty, respected, encouragement, courage, teamwork, confidence, discipline, accountability. All right. Bottom line, you all know leadership skills, right? So the Department of Labor and Statistics did a study studying people's leadership skills, how they demonstrated these leadership skills. What the Department of Labor and Statistics found was somewhere around 55% of students demonstrated these skills at an adequate level. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't love the word adequate. Like, I don't wake up every day saying, I can't wait to have an adequate day, right? Hey, Lynn, are you with me on that? Yes. Like, I don't do that. There are those of you, I mean, think of it, you don't want to have an adequate college experience. No. You don't want to be in an adequate relationship, right? Some of you in the back of the room is like, I wish I was in an adequate relationship. He or she needs to step up and there will be no relationship. And if you're thinking that, absolutely, make some choices. Oh, but Ryan, you don't know what it's like when we're alone. Sure. But your friends have told me.